is, and I'm a critic, and welcome. We're doing our 2025 quick rapid-fire preview of the 2025 NFL season, and today we're talking about the New England Patriots. And have to admit, it just feels weird because for the longest time, we always felt this team as contenders or bust, contenders or bust. And now we're thinking about pretenders or bust, and pretenders or bust. The Patriots coming in with Drake May, new head coach. They got the guy they want. They got surprisingly a lot of good players coming into the season. And, well, how do you guys really feel about the Patriots? So to me, thinking about the Patriots in that regard is that I can't help but feel like we don't know what they are. I still feel like there's a couple of players from draft picks to free agencies who just seniority that have not really impacted the Patriots to make them competitive. And I'm going to blame as far back as them when they changed that very god-awful, very bland, materialistic uniform. Blech. Very terrible, very sure to look poor quality, and reflects very much on the character of the players. Complete speculation, of course. But for the Patriots, if they have any chance of a season of worth, I'm going to say these are the three games the Patriots fans need to pay attention to if the Patriots have any chance of fighting for a wild card spot. Because let's be real, them fighting for the division title seems but so far out there as a fantasy that, quite frankly, it's wild card if they have any hope for it. The three games I'm looking to will probably the earliest one I can say will be Week 5 at Buffalo. You want to beat the big boys, you got to play the Buffalo Bills. If you have any hope of division titles or any hope of playoff positioning, taking down the Bills always seem to be like a team that just seems like they are wounded, but the wound is not big enough to slow them down. And if the Patriots don't have any hope, you're going to have to beat the Bills, or at least somewhat be competitive. Week 5 is an early matchup in the season. It's a good way to test to see what you guys hold yourself up to. So I'm going to say Week 5 at Buffalo is a good test. But if that test seems a little bit too early in the season, don't worry. How about Week 12 at Cincinnati? So this is not a division foe, but this is definitely an AFC opponent that could be competing for a division title with the AFC North, with the Baltimore Ravens. But more than likely, they could probably be competing for a wild card spot. So you definitely want that tiebreaker if you want any hope by this time in Week 12. So it's basically going to be the perfect time to find out what kind of team you really are. Are you guys contenders? Are you guys pretenders? Or are you guys just in the way? So I'm going to say for Patriot fans, if you can go to Cincinnati and somehow beat the Bengals like you did last year, even though it was Week 1 and nothing really mattered by then, definitely want to do it. But if somehow that was so hard and you guys just seems to be on the cusp of considering what the season end will be, Week 16 at Baltimore. If by some miracle you guys are still within the playoff race for the 7th seed, Week 16 at Baltimore might definitely be a do or die for you guys. Depends if the season happens to go and you guys are flirting with 500. Going to Baltimore, a team that's going to be definitely, knock on wood, unless there's an injury happening to a certain Lamar Jackson, will be fighting for not just division title, but for the number 1 seed. And if a Patriot team come in not ready to meet the task, they will blow you guys out easy, quick, and quietly. But if there's any hope of an upset and any hope of trying to salvage a season, Week 16 at Baltimore might be the way for you guys to do it. Or not. I'm sorry. You guys got very key matchups in this team that has really no identity right now to speak of. But highest point I see you guys and the lowest points. 7-10, 4-13. For whatever reason, it's hard for me to see the Patriots go to the 4-13 route because that means Drake May will complete Yeah, I was going to say bust / brush / bust. But I'm not going to say Drake May is the fault, but I feel like the whole team just doesn't seem ready yet. It feels like a car that's incomplete. You got a couple of parts, you got a couple of motors, but it still is not ready. It may be able to run, but it does not look good while running, and there's a kind of a tendency for it to break down off the road in the middle of nowhere at night. So because everyone else you guys seem more focused than what I believe your roster and record is going to dictate. But until I see something else more from Drake May, I'm going to say I got to wait and see. And you got a whole new coach staff. You got some good players, but I still got to see more. But 7-10 is your highest point. 4-13. But if somehow you made a comeback by the 12th, by week 12, maybe you guys can sneak way into the playoffs. Doubt it, but I still believe in hope. MVP candidate for the Patriots, definitely going to be on the quarterback Drake May. We got to see with under Vrabel, a new coaching staff, to see does he have enough tools, enough coaching, enough leadership to get him through. I feel like he was drawn a very, very short hand for being such a good player in the college to be considered to be put into a program or into a team that just feels like, don't worry about the pressure of being Tom Brady. Just worry about just trying to be on a good winning team in the NFL, in today's NFL. That might be the big case for Drake May. So with all that, the verdict I give the Patriots fans, I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm going to give you guys might be competing for a top 10 pick. If by some chance you guys get the number 1 pick, that's question marks of variety. I doubt it's going to become a quarterback, but I do understand the notion of we need to get the best available player. But I'm going to say you got to be in the top 10 again, 8, 6. But if somehow you get to number 1, then that's a conversation for a whole offseason worth of conversations. But for the Patriots, yeah, top 10 pick, guys. Sorry. Prove me wrong, please. Prove me wrong. And that is the Patriots. We're now going to go down over to South Beach and go talk about the Miami Dolphins to see, I don't know, can they do something? Will they do something? I don't know. Very flippered about it. But until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.